It ain't working. Let's try this one. What's happening, everybody? I'm trying to work out them little issues and stuff. Let's go on to our next advertiser. Urban Rides Magazine, proudly been sponsoring and supporting my show from almost the beginning of their time in 2019. Man, you guys got to go check out the website. The website's just freaking amazing. They've updated a lot of stuff. It looks really badass now. Check them out at urbanridesmagazine.com and get you a subscription, or check them out on Facebook at Urban Rides Magazine on Facebook and tell them that I sent you. Next up is our good friends over at Squealing Pigs Audio, Mr. Lonnie Rebels, building killer bikes, killer stereo systems, does his own in-house stereos, tuning, paint, powder coating, builds, everything, anything from mild to wild. Go check him out, the Lonnie Rebels, or at Squealing Pigs Audio on Facebook. Next up is our good friends over at Print Signs and Designs, 856-453-0336, as you can see on the screen. They do printing, apparel, signs, promotional items, vehicle graphics, anything you could possibly want over there. Go hit those guys up. They did do all of our shirts for the 2021 National Biker Build-Off. And when you hook up with them, you tell them Kevin at The Grind sent you. Next up, our good friends over at Indiana Thunder Roads Magazine. Another great killer magazine right here in Indiana, or right there in Indiana. I'm in Houston, but they're in Indiana. It's a kick-ass magazine, very high quality, done great articles, great bikes, everything you can think of inside that magazine. Go by and pick you one up at your local bike shop, or there's a couple bars there and too also. Anyway, thank you. So, what's everybody doing tonight? So tonight's show is going to be kind of all over the place, just to be honest with you. Hold on, I got to send an invitation, a quick link over to a friend. I'd like to get him on here. If I could get him on here, hopefully he'll come on. I'm having to do this by myself right now. Is Uncle Bruno in the house tonight? So, man, I have had a really, really odd week. Just very, very odd week. Let me straighten my shirt just a little bit, get this right. So, I'm going to tell you guys a little story real quick before I get into the 2022 National Biker Build-Off. which I've got the stuff right here. I'm still making revisions to it, but it's here and it's still on the Facebook page. So if you watch this show, and if you've been watching this show from the beginning, you know that I started this show in January of 2018. And it was started because I felt like somebody was doing somebody wrong, and I wanted to step in and give them an opportunity to help out. Well, over the last 4 years, I've done everything in my power to promote businesses, promote builders, promote the little guys, do everything I possibly can to help people. I've also had other builders tell me that I'm spinning my wheels, wasting my time helping people that would never want to help me. They're never going to give two shits about this show, what I'm trying to do to the industry, what I'm trying to do for myself, because let's face it, I enjoy what I do. But for those of you that don't know, I've been doing motorcycle seats since January 1st of 2004. I've done seats for every person you can possibly think of, and then some. I've done seats for the Tuttles. I've done seats for, so many builders. I've been in so many magazines. And I always thought that by getting in a magazine or by doing a seat for this person or that person, that it was going to be a fast track, to success. Well, what is success? Back then, I thought success was being on TV and doing seats for stuff like that. Shut up, Curly. If anybody can afford me, you can. But my point is that I've got a pedigree. I've been doing this a long time. I've also been a metal fabricator for a pretty long time now. I don't blast it to everybody because I figure I'll let my work speak for itself. If I get the opportunity to do some work for you, I do everything in my possible abilities to make sure you're happy, to make sure I go over everything with you via text message, email, however we get together. No, I'm not the cheapest guy in the industry, and I never fucking will be, because I know what my value is. I tell people, like painters that I've used in the past, I tell them point blank, don't ever negotiate your prices, because you negotiate your price, you negotiate your quality. Once you start negotiating your quality, then all the customers are going to do is bitch, because they're going to feel like they didn't get the best. So my stance on it is here's what I'm going to give you. Here's what it's going to cost. And I'm going to go above and beyond that if it's at all feasibly possible. I've tried to do things in the past to help people out, rush jobs, do things. And every time I've done that, it's bit me in my ass, because the reality is it takes me a certain amount of time to do a quality job that I want to put my name on. So no big deal. So let's fast forward. There was a builder this past week or last week or even the week before that did some metal work, and nobody ever says anything to this builder because I think they're afraid to hurt his feelings, or I don't really know why nobody ever says anything to him. There's not a single builder out here that's seen a seat I've done that hasn't commented, that looks like shit, or that's badass, or something. People are not afraid to hurt my feelings, and I appreciate that. I take the criticism in stride, because that's what makes you ultimately better, is by listening to your peers, listening to your customers, listening to your friends. And, you're not going to hit a home run every time you do something. It's impossible. All you can do is try to do the best you can. Well, anyway, I reached out to this builder and offered to help them with some metal trade and, some tricks and some stuff that I've done. And by no means do I claim to be the best metal fabricator out there, because I'm not. I will admit that I am addicted to YouTube. I will admit that I love watching metalworking. I will admit that I love working with metal. That's what I do. I've done metal work for some builders before and never got the fucking credit I deserved for doing it, even though they got the credit for the work that I did. I just let it go. I don't do anything. But the part that got me about this story that I'm telling you is that even though somebody deletes me and blocks me because they don't like me, I still reached out to somebody knowing they deleted me, knowing they blocked me, and I still reached out to them and offered help. I didn't do it on Facebook. I didn't make it public. I did it behind the scenes. I text messaged them and extended a hand to help somebody and give them a little bit of information that I may be able to help them with to help their career do better. As soon as I offered it, crickets. I didn't hear anything. I still haven't heard anything back from them, which is kind of a slap in the face to me, but it tells me a lot about the person. Because if you're not willing to hone your craft daily or weekly, then what the hell are you doing? Are you doing it because you need the pat on the back from somebody, or are you doing it because you like what you do? Me, I don't compete with anybody. I don't have to be the best seat builder out there. I don't have to be the best metal fabricator out there. I just simply have to be better than I was yesterday. And that's the way I look at it. It's very simple. There was a builder about 3 years ago that made a post, and it was a meme, and the meme said, "What do you do?" And the reply to "what do you do" is whatever it takes. That's a true statement. What do you do? I do whatever it takes. Do you do whatever it takes? Do you push yourself every day to do better than you did yesterday? He said, yeah, that donkey seat was horrible. No, actually, that donkey seat was badass. It's what the customer wanted, and it was badass. Unfortunately, it didn't look very well on that bike, and it was a Frankenstein, but the quality of my work that I did to it was badass. Ain't even lying. But my point is that when you get up every day and you decide to be a bike builder, or you decide to be a seat guy or a painter, or you decide to do, it doesn't matter what you decide to do, a stereo guy. If you do a job today, tomorrow, when you get the next customer, you should look at that job and say, okay, what can I do to this job that was better than the last job I did? If you're not continually making moves to go forward, then you're just sitting stagnant. And I have talked to a lot of builders. I've seen a couple of builders out there that have done work, and I look at their work and I criticize their work, and I give them the credit for attempting it. But I get upset when I see that they've been attempting that same exact job since they started their business. They haven't gone further than that. And it gets to me because I have a passion, because I actually have a passion for this. I have a passion for metalwork. I have a passion for bike building. I have a passion for seat building. I'd like to push myself. The bad thing with what I do for a living is I can't give myself away for free. I can't come up here every night and do seats for free. As the infamous Louis Bailey loves to say, there are levels to this stuff. And there really are. There are levels. One person, his budget may be $500 to get a seat done. Another guy's budget may be $1,500 to get a seat done. Those are your levels. I can't give a $500 seat customer a $1,500 job, because a $1,500 job is going to take me many more hours. And it's not always about the materials that you use, but I guarantee you right freaking now that there's not a single material that I do seats with that does not cost me less than $55. Unfortunately, you can't buy pieces at $55 a piece. You have to buy 2, 3, sometimes 4 yards at a time, which is on me. But the reality is I try to use very high quality materials, whether they're synthetic or whether they're real. The reason for that is because I don't want to see you back because of a seat and the materials suck. Did you get Josh Brooks' seat done? There's the backrest. There's the seat. Did I get Josh Brooks' seat done? Yes, it's done. It's right here. All the way done. Fully finished. How about that? How about that? So yeah, I did. It's been done for about a week and a half, 2 weeks now. To answer your question, yeah, the seat's done. But my point was is that when I do stuff, I may not have a freaking clue about what I'm doing, but I make an effort. I'll make an effort all day long. Hey man, I know Warren Vesley from Scooter Shooters, and you had multiple advertised stuff. Could you do a shout out to him and his kids and wife from his passing? You're goddamn straight I can, Dennis. Here's to you, Warren Vesley. Thanks for believing in me from the very beginning. I love your wife, Jamie, your 2 kids. This whole entire industry's got your back, buddy. I promise you. Rest in peace, Warren Vesley. Amen. So the reason that I'm telling you guys this is because just like the seat that I just showed you, I did for Josh, that's a different level of seat. My seats cost anywhere between $650, $700, and they can go all the way up to $2,500 to $3,000. I'm never going to harsh on another seat guy because James Carter's kick ass at what he does. Troy Swarver's kick ass at what he does. Dave Voss's kick ass at what he does. I do shit different. You know, I can put a driver's backrest in a custom big wheel bagger 2-up seat. I don't know that the other guys do that. I don't know that they want to do it. I don't know that they have customers requesting that, but I can do it and I will do it. I make seats that hold tour packs, floating tour packs. I have custom airbags I can put in your seat. There's so much stuff to what I do and what I offer that I'm not sure that other seat builders would offer these things because that's not what they do. That's not what they chose to do. But that doesn't mean they're not good at what they do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, James Carter is a monster. Dave Voss is a monster. Troy Swarver is a monster. Those guys are freaking amazing. I've heard Butch. I don't know Butch's last name. He used to be pretty badass. I mean, everybody's, you know, good at what they do. But I will say this. It's just like, do you choose Nike or do you choose Adidas or do you choose New Balance or do you choose Converse? Do you choose Vans? Everybody's got what they choose to do and what they choose to pay for. If you want me, man, I'd be happy to do your seats for you. Do you build seats for people with bad backs? Absolutely, I do. But there's limitations to building seats for people with bad backs also. But my whole point is I'm not here to bash anybody. What I'm here to say is that I do shit my way. If you don't like my prices, bro, I'll give you the name and the telephone number of 3 other seat guys just to get you taken care of, because I'm not a hater. I'm not an asshole. Just like the other day, James Carter posted a picture and James Carter seats. I shared that. I'm a seat guy. I'm sharing my competition's post advertising his company. I'm a seat guy and I'm sharing it. I do that because I want everybody in this fucking industry to do good, man. I want everybody to do good. Even if you don't like me, I still want you to do good. I don't want you to suffer in life. I don't want your business to fall off just so I can prove that you didn't know what you were doing. I don't want to do that to you, man. What's up, Chopper Bob? But that's the person I am. That's who I am. And I'm the guy that also I try to help in any form or any fashion that I can. I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to back off a little bit and stay in my own lane, because sometimes people, when you try to help them, they take it as like a slap in the face. Well, why are you trying to help me? What, you think you're better than me? No, motherfucker. I don't think I'm better than you. I put my pants on the same way you do. But what I do see is I see an area of what you're doing where I think maybe I could help you just a little bit to step your game up. You know, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are more afraid to have competition when in reality, competition drives the market. I'm only one guy. I can only do at the most, I can do 52 seats a year. That's the most I can do. And I know my abilities. I know my limitations as well. You know, if you do 52 seats a year, that is one seat per year. And if you're averaging, let's just say $800, you know, you're making $41,600 a year. That's not a lot of money to a lot of people, but I have a day job. So my day job pays my bills. I do this because I fucking enjoy it. I really enjoy making seats, making friends, building bikes, doing metal work. And FYI, I started doing a little mock-up gas tank because I don't have a customer paying me to build a gas tank, but I want to show people I do know how to form metal too. I can make gas tanks from scratch. It's not something that I've done, you know, for the last 20 years. It's only something I've done probably the last, I don't know, 4 years, but I can do it. You know, I got a lot of shit a couple weeks ago because I took a Paul Yaffe metal tank and hybrid, cut it up, redid it, and made it fit a Honda. And I built the gas tank end so that it would fit the Honda's stock seat. So I never had to replace a seat. But I did all the metal work and everything and made this Paul Yaffe stretched Road Glide tank fit a Honda. And then I got people out there saying what a atrocity it was and all that. But you know what? It looked badass. It fit. Uncle Bruno is not feeling very well. Everybody needs to keep Uncle Bruno in your prayers. The man is sick right now. He has been sick for over a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. He doesn't feel good. Everybody keep him in your prayers. Y'all know Uncle Bruno is the other half of the grind, man. He's family. But anyway, back to what I was saying is that yes, I build seats for Paul Jr. I would love to show you guys the seats that I build for him. Unfortunately, that's part of the gig with Paul Jr. is that I can't show his seats until he releases the bikes. And then once he releases the bikes, he actually takes pictures, puts them on Instagram, Facebook, he tags me, and then I'm allowed to put the seats out there. But yes, I do have abilities. I do, just to let you guys know, because it was kind of funny. A seat was shown to me the other day, but I will show you guys something just so you know. I also do laser engraving in seats. That's that cool little thing when you see the Harley logos in the suede or you see it in the vinyl or the leather. I do that shit too, guys. I do. There's very little that I don't do because I figure shit out. And I'm telling you guys, there's a seat coming that I can say a seat is coming that I'm going to put a lot of effort into to make it, to showcase some of the other cool stuff that I can do with these custom seats. No, they're not cheap because they take a lot of effort to make these things look badass. And if you call any of those 3 guys that I just spoke about, James Carter, Dave Voss, or Troy Swerver, you're going to find out there's levels to this shit. You can get a simple black seat for about $350, and all I'm going to do is cover it in black. Or you can spend $1,500, $2,000 and get a pimped out, badass, killer leather, amazing seat. It's just how much money you want to throw at the seat. How much money you want to throw at a paint job, how much money you want to throw at the rims, how much money you want to throw at the details. If you guys want to know this stuff, call Louie. Louie will tell you what it costs to build these bikes. Hell, call Curly. Curly will tell you what it costs to build these freaking show quality level bikes. They're not cheap. I I got you, Steven. Don't you worry about that. I got you, brother. I'm glad to see Patrick Cooper's back in the house. He said all the monies. That's another dude right there. I want to bring him on. I invited Curly on. I don't know if Curly's coming on, but anyway, so I'm going to go over here. I want to bring my buddy, Mr. Chris Moose, on real quick. Chris has got something to say. But anyway, I'll get off my high horse about this, but I wanted to let you guys know this, that I'm not a slouch and I'm never going to claim to be the best, but I will claim to do everything in my power to not only give you your money's worth, but also do what I can to help your business. That's just who I am. What's up, Mr. McNamara? On to the 2022 National Biker Build-Off. I tagged certain people tonight because I want to know who is getting in the 2022 National Biker Build-Off / documentary, because it's a biker build-off and documentary, which means if you're going to do a documentary, if you're going to be in the build-off, you must understand part of the criteria is sending in video footage to be in the documentary. I can't help you people become famous if you're not willing to do what it takes to be famous. But anyway, I say hello to my good friend, Mr. Chris Moose.
Cooking, good looking.
Hold on, you're live. What's up, buddy?
What's cooking, good looking? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I am blessed.
I am too, man. It's a good day today. I'm above ground. I freaking eat, shit, and sleep on my own, so I'm good.
Hell yeah. Dude, I've been watching some of your Instagram stuff. You're a lot more prominent on Instagram, and I've been noticing some of these videos you've been doing, been talking to a lot of cool people, doing a lot of cool stuff. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
So first off, I'm going to make sure that my audio is good. Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Let's make sure we don't have any kind of feedback or anything. That gets kind of annoying, but man, I tell you what, everybody kind of witnessed what I did last year in September. I did the 20th anniversary, 9/11. I made a trip from here all the way up to New York, traveling through Tennessee, and actually stepped on a property at 11/11 on 9/11. I think a lot of the people watching are familiar with this. And then the bike that I have is 2002 Police Road King. It's 20th anniversary for that bike, technically, because it was built in September 2001. And so it was really to pay respects to the people that were affected by the 9/11 tragedy and respect our veteran and first responder community that went to war because of that and also came back and became first responders or already were first responders and may have lost their life because of that situation.
Yeah.
So it's always been something big on my heart. And I wanted to create attention for something that I was hoping that I could turn into a long-term, lifelong type project. And what it's turned into, and what I called it last year, was the Twin Towers Tour. And so this year, it is an official national charity ride that we will be doing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin on February 7th through the 11th of September, departing House of Harley Davidson just after the hometown rally, which is the weekend just before that. And then we'll be traveling down to go see our buddies at Horsepower Inc., our buddies over at Lead Sled in Dayton. We're going to go through Pennsylvania and see the 9/11 memorial site there, which is, forgetting the name of the town next to it. Stonytown Creek is where that is. But there's a really cool small industrial town right next to that's got, some freedom spaces that you can go in and eat and do all those kind of things like we do here in Texas. So we're going to find an establishment in that area that'll host us. We'll have a landing place where we can do food and music at night. Obviously, there's lodging in town. We'll travel over through Gettysburg to Washington, D.C., where we're going to see, the bigger national monuments. We'll go travel amongst those. Currently, there's a restriction on access to the Pentagon Memorial Site. We're hoping that we can attend that specific location. We're not exactly sure. I just had to play it by ear and kind of schedule as we go kind of thing when that hits. But we're still going to go to Washington, D.C. We can still ride into town. We can still visit town. We can still go do all these things in the open air monuments.
You did last year by yourself, right?
Oh yeah, it was a totally different trip. I did 8,500 miles in 18 days, and only one person saw me on the whole entire trip and took a picture of me while they were driving. Just one person.
So, is this year there going to be more people involved in the ride itself?
This year it is an invited ride. This is a register. Come ride with us. Be a part of the action. Come see these locations. Pay respects to these people. We're going to do some tour packages where you can get on board, and we're going to offer, like discounted rates on hotels if we can get these guys to, depending on how many people we have together. I'm gonna have to proposition to these hotels ahead of time and see who I can get on board to give us discounted rates. Say, hey, like I've got 100 people coming through town. We expect a greater percentage of them to stay at these locations and try to minimize it and give each other, give some people some discounted rates on traveling. We are going to do some fun stuff along the way. Obviously, we're going to look at doing a shop tour at Horsepower Inc., like I was saying. So we're going to integrate some of our tour sponsors and our brand partners, and we're going to go through their shops and their facilities, see the national monuments, tour the countryside in September, which is amazing in that area. The weather is beautiful. I rode in a t-shirt almost the whole trip last year, man.
Wow.
Put my jacket on at night, and that's about it. Because it was chilly-ish, but there were a couple nights that I didn't ride with a jacket. But I mean, I think I probably rode over 6,000 plus miles with just a t-shirt on. It was pretty nice.
Jeez.
We're going to, after we leave Washington, D.C. this year, we're going to be jumping on board with our friends over at First Manufacturing Company. Pat and the crew over there are going to join us, hopefully, in Washington, D.C. At this point, he says he's going to. What we're going to do is we're going to journey up to their facility in Long Island. And if you guys are familiar, First Manufacturing Company, they make like some sweet vests, jackets, all that kind of stuff. They're a leather goods company. We're going to stop at their warehouse location in Long Island, and we're looking at doing a block party, East Coast block party. And if anybody knows what an East Coast block party is, man, it's going to be banging, dude.
Hell yeah.
People are going to be burning tires to the ground and freaking lighting exhaust up on fire and just all kinds of jazz, man. It's going to be a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have food vendors and stuff like that out there. And we're going to encourage people to come and set up booths, and on these at these locations too. So, I mean, where we end up and we land each night, depending on how this develops over the next 30 to 60 days is how I play it out. But ultimately, what I'd like to do is I'd like to have brands and companies and shops to follow us and join along and set up camp at each one of these locations. So that the people that are on tour can respect and appreciate them as brands to be coming on tour and paying respects to the 9/11 tragedy. Now with this, so last year it was, I'm going to ride, get outside my head, show everybody the benefit of throttle therapy, that you can go out and experience the world, that we're not locked down and there's nothing keeping us from going anywhere. I wanted people to understand that inside the United States, we have all this beautiful space to go experience and do things. And that we're not kept. There's nobody telling us. You remember at the very beginning of the lockdown, it's like, oh, you can't go across town. And I was like,
yes, okay. I can.
Yeah, I can. Watch me. And so I'm really encouraging that. I want people to go out and experience and be a part of this. Well, the thing is that we're also building a motorcycle that a House Harley Davidson has gracefully set aside for us that we are going to be building with TT Vets. Now, this Saturday, go ahead.
You have a guy from Africa watching you right now.
What's up, Africa?
That's Mr. Werngo Eric Zajika. I can't say his last name.
Don't butcher it, man.
Yeah, right.
Honored to have you in the house. So this weekend we have the first of the year, first of the series of the V-Twin Visionary Show, if you're familiar with that. So Jeff Holt and the V-Twin Visionary Show travels around all across all these events and all the spaces during the year. We are having the first of the year V-Twin Visionary Show with TT Vets at their new headquarters here in Terrell, Texas. I'm in Denton. Terrell's like an hour and a half that way. But TT Vets is the organization that I do my attention raising efforts for, because I believe in what they do. What we do with TT Vets is we look to include and involve veterans specifically into our motorcycle events. And why we do that is because, number one, we have a common bond, and these guys are looking for brotherhood, they're looking for camaraderie, they're looking for some kind of bond and some way to get outside of their head. So we find a way to provide them with means of access, like, you know, myself and other people like me in the industry that have a way to provide them with an extra experiential access to these events. Now, TT Vets provides the means necessary for them to get there. So they provide a way for them to get there. They bring their bikes. They don't transport their bikes. They like help pay to get them to the location, provide them camp, food twice a day, and obviously a means to get home. But with those experiences that we create for these guys through TT Vets and Joe Stazione, we are able to break down some of the barriers of communication that allow them to understand what it is these guys really need back home and how they can be reintegrated back in society, their family, business, whatever it is. And maybe it's not reintegration. Maybe they're integrated and they're just struggling, man. They need help with their physical fitness, mental fitness, their old ladies ragging on them, or, you know, they don't know how to go grocery shopping without choking somebody out. And so we, through TT Vets, utilize the national resources and partners that they have to provide assets or access to counselors and guidance people that can provide them a means to make their life better. And it's very honorable work, and I love what they do. And what we are doing this year with the Twin Towers Tour is we are going to build a motorcycle that, like I said, it's a 2015 Street Glide that's been set aside by House Harley Davidson by Tommy Donnelly up there. I'm blessed to know this gentleman. He's the one that last year provided me access to the firehouse that I did interviews out for 2 days while I was on tour. I got to sit down in the firehouse, eat dinner with these guys, homemade pasta, homemade meatballs. I'd already eaten, and they said, "Are you going to eat?" And I said, yeah. So, like, I'm not going to say no. But we are getting to buy that bike. It's a trade-in bike, so it's 2015 twin cam. But I've got a 2020 Road Glide fairing. I can't point the right direction. Up there. I'm like, camera's backwards. Up there. And so I'm going to be taking that and putting it on there. We're doing Rockford Fosgate audio. We've got Thunder Max coming on board with their iRide system suspension for this bike. We're also going to be doing their tuner, obviously. We're looking at doing an SNS 111 build, splitting the cases, engine training, everything, coating everything to the hilt, doing some custom framework, too, that I won't discuss. And you know what I like to do on some of these frames.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm going to be taking the down tubes out of this one and doing something a little special, which is going to be fun. I have, and it just hit me, I just thought of a new idea for something I'm doing for the down tubes that's not that out of the box and crazy, but it means something to the area, and so I'm doing it for sure now, and I know what I'm doing. So we also are doing the Horsepower Inc. We're doing the long 2-in-1 pipe that they offer, along with the throttle body for that build. The air cleaner is going to come from Horsepower Inc. We're going to make a custom air cleaner cover for it that has to do with the tour bike specifically, so that it has an identity. The paint is being done by Jeremy over at Lucky Strike Designs. Super talented guy. You guys need to go check him out as well. We're a seat I'm going to have done, obviously, by my buddy Kyle Hicks. No offense, I love you, buddy, but he does all my seats, and he's already signed up for this one.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
We've got, on top of that, Curtis Hoffman. We're doing a full carbon body for Curtis Hoffman on this as well. I think I said Rockford Fosgate audio. I mean, just a gang of parts. Oh, and I've got a brand new set of wheels that I'm coming out with this year. So that'll put wheel number 3 on the books for me. And I'm finally getting off my butt and doing my own website. I mean, I did the Twin Towers website as well. The Twin Towers website is 2NTWRS Twin Towers. I'll put it in the comment section. Somebody can copy and paste or something, but twintowerstour.com. But 2NTWRS. And it has kind of a little overview right now in the registration form, but it's going to change and morph what I'm doing this year with this bike build through TT Vets. So we're going to disassemble it here. I'm actually going to fly after Daytona all the way to Milwaukee, go pick up this bike, and then ride it down to Arizona Bike Week. And then we're going to transfer
April 1st through the 10th.
Yep. And
I'll
so
see you there.
I'll see you there. We're going to transport it back because I've got a bunch of computer work I'm sure I'll be behind on, and I probably should be sitting in the truck and doing it on the way home. But we're going to start the bike build here at the shop, tear it down, get everything out to paint. So we have to go to Pittsburgh to drop off the paint. We're doing photo and video, high-end photo and video for all this stuff. So not this light quality and shit that I got going on here, but we're going to do high-end photo and video with all of this. I intended on having a film crew with me last year, and they got a big job that they had to do out of country, so they skipped out on me, but I'm glad they made money. But we are going to have them go with us to Jeremy's, obviously, and do some interviews with him so that we have a really good documentary series of edited photo and video for him, social media, marketing, whatever we need to do. And then obviously I'm going to self-document the pickup of the bike and the journey to Arizona Bike Week. We're going to end up debuting let me finish. We're going to construct this bike over at TT Vets headquarters, which we're having the grand opening this weekend, like I said. We're going to utilize our veteran community to be a part of that and create a community build so that these guys have some value in this, and encourage these guys to actually come on tour with us. And I believe that we will try to find a way to sponsor some of these guys to come on tour with us as well with TT Vets.
Is there anything the Grind or American Drag Seats can do to help with this?
Attention is paramount, man. More than anything, attention helps, and that's where it all starts, Yeah. So that's really it. We're going to debut the bike in Sturgis at the Rockford Fosgate show with Jeff Holt on Sunday. We will be at the Hardcore Cycle show on Monday. We'll be at the Torque Magazine show on Tuesday, and we'll be at the Parrot's Paint show on Wednesday. After that, we'll end up going to the hometown rally in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which will be Labor Day. And then 3 days later, we leave on the 7th, and we travel all the way to 9/11 Memorial. The 10th will be the party over at First Manufacturing Company. The 11th, we'll go over to our location over there to go see our memorial at World Trade Center. And I know that on the 10th of the evening, we'll have food vendors and all that stuff. Well, I have a luncheon scheduled for a particular location in Brooklyn that I haven't confirmed yet. A friend of mine that owns a motorcycle shop that some people are extremely familiar with, that's got a lot of heritage. So I'm going to discuss that with my buddy Bobby and see if I can't schedule a luncheon for us to drop in on him while we're over there. But I look forward to turning this into something where I can get people to caravan with us across the United States. Now, okay, let me go back to the motorcycle. So there's two different things happening right now. Two different things. You ready? If it goes my way, we're giving the bike away.
Really?
Giving it away. Just giving it away.
So how?
Free.
Like, is there going to be a website?
There'll be some kind of registration. You don't have to be a military member or anything like that. So it'll be open to every single human being on the face of the planet. They can get online and just get it.
Well, I need information on that so I can promote that here.
I am currently waiting for a specific corporate entity to give me confirmation of whether or not they would like to be the title sponsor to my event. And I am going to be writing tech articles for Torque Magazine and V-Twin Visionary this year. I'm also going to be given the opportunity to have a half-page full-color ad in Torque Magazine because of the tech articles that I provide. And with those articles in print form, we'll be offering, obviously, some breakdown of what's going on and a little tour map and all that fun stuff. And then we're going to be blowing the hell out of social media this year. And I'll tell you something, I do a lot of different work. Like, I don't just do one thing. What do you do, motorcycles? No, asshole, I work. So I just secured contract on a job that pays me all the money I need between March and August.
Right on.
So
my bills paid.
That really frees me up to make damn sure that this takes place exactly like I see it to be done. Now, if if this does not go my way, it still goes another way that I want, but just not the way that I would hope. The intention initially was that we would build this motorcycle and then we'll auction it off. And the money is not just going to TT Vets. There's another organization called Tunnels to Towers. Tunnels to Towers is an event, or is a organization that was created. Forgetting the gentleman's name, I can pull up my website while I'm sitting here talking to you. He was the gentleman that. Let me open this up real quick. He was the gentleman that got out of his truck. Tunnels. Got out of his truck, put on 60 pounds of gear, and he ran all the way to the World Trade Center because the tunnel was shut down. It was Steven Siller. So Steven Siller was the gentleman who had done that. And so that organization is a huge organization. They've raised over $250 million to committed programs. They have had 95% of their money go directly to programs over 20 years.
Wow.
Now, I don't think they need our help, but I honor the organization, and it is at the request of Tommy Donnelly, who has graciously provided us a extreme discount on this motorcycle that we're getting, which is a police trade-in bike, in order for us to have an affordable foundation for us to build this motorcycle to either give away or auction.
Right.
So I'm really blessed to have this opportunity. This is, you know me, man. I'm all about giving back and doing things for other people, and I've kind of been on this weird path of just trying to find my way to where I had this opportunity to create something that was mine, that I controlled, that I didn't have to worry about somebody else manipulating or challenging me on. And this is finally, the 18 days that I spent on the road last year gave me the opportunity to create something. And I'm really happy to be able to do that and give back to my veteran first responder community.
That's badass. Dude, you do a lot of good stuff. And Louis Bailey, I listened to what Bob Bentley told me, and I took it into consideration. So there you go. I hate to put you on the spot, Chris.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you coming back to Galveston for 2022?
Bet your fucking ass I'm coming back.
Okay. Now I need to know if Mr. Curley is coming back for 2022. Anyway, so we're walking around the shop.
Look at this. See those?
The lights?
They're lights, but they're jet engine parts. So what I did. Yeah, so these are, and there's that beautiful. I can't even do this turnaround thing. I'm on this weird app crap. I don't know what I'm on, like some Safari web thing. I don't even know if you can see me, but like, look how cool these are in the dark. I know that's a dark view.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's still cool as shit looking.
Yeah, so I've had those for a minute, but yeah, I'm trying to give myself a bit of time each week, do something here in the shop that's fun. But yeah, no, I'd love to be down there in Galveston, man. I appreciate you guys, and I want to make sure that we do what we can do to promote that as well. So I've got a couple different websites that'll be rolling this year, doing my thing. I'd be glad to put that on there as well. Make sure that I've got you as an affiliate link, all those kind of things where people can just click and drop right into it. It's a good time, man. And I know that we're going to be down there at the park this year. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to her yet, but
I don't have her number. I needed to get it from you.
I'll get a hold of her. I'll get it over to you. So yeah, we have an extreme opportunity there. I think that's going to be amazing. Be able to put that down there right on the freaking Strand down there. I forget the name of the park, but it's kind of
Tinley.
Yeah, it's right there at the end. It's like right when you first start to come into everything.
It's called Tinley Park.
Yeah, it's a really good little setup, man. There's like a concrete retaining wall kind of in the back of it where people can sit and hang out, and then there's a sidewalk all the way down this building that nothing ever gets put on, and there's a bunch of grass area and picnic benches and trees and shade and crap.
So let me ask you a question. As a judge last year, getting to go off the judging sheet, looking at these bikes, all these different things, I'm going to make it one class. I don't care what you build, you compete. What do you think about doing that if you get a bobber and you get a bagger? Do you think you can judge them together?
Yes.
Because some of these guys are like, "Oh, that's not fair. They're two different bikes," and I'm like,
I got an answer. I got an answer for the guy that says it's not fair. Don't suck so much fucking dick, bitch.
So I've talked to a bunch of people about it, and I've come up with this. You know what, dude? It's like the Riddler. You can have a van, you can have a car, you can have a brand new car, you can have a 60-year-old car. You can have a hand-built car.
I'm currently building a Riddler car. I know.
That's what I want this motorcycle biker build off to evolve into, that it's more prestigious to be in it.
Yeah, because you can go win the Riddler with a roadster, a station wagon, a truck, a freaking anything, man. You know, they don't care what it is. They care that it was thoughtfully assembled, that it was designed, all of the things that are connected are designed appropriately, that the finishes have some kind of coalescence to them, that your hardware is dialed in, that there's attention to that hardware. All of those things are extremely relevant. And I don't care if you have a cafe racer, you know, type bike, and then you've got a bagger with a sidecar. There are things about it, and if you're smart, you'll build something that's minimalistic. If you're smart, if you're smart, because here's the thing. If you were contracted to pour a sidewalk and it went all the way around someone's house, you have 400 plus feet to fuck up that someone's going to walk by that part of the concrete that you know you messed up, and eventually they're going to look at it and go, huh, did you see that? And then the next time they walk down it, they're going to see another place and they're going to go, did you see this shit? But then if you freaking only have to pour their damn sidewalk from their mailbox to their front door, man, they ain't got time to see all the shit that's wrong with it.
Well, I will tell you this. There's two people that have reached out to me that said they're thinking real hard about getting into it. And I've seen bikes that these two guys built. And I'm not saying their name because they've never confirmed.
Right.
But after last year, they were like, oh, okay, this shit's serious. I dig it.
Yeah.
If these two guys get in, they knew what the assignment was. And that's all I can say about them. These two
you mean
what the fucking assignment is.
You mean to say they're not a bitch?
I'm just telling you. I know I want to see 20 builders this year is what I want to see.
I know sometimes in competition, everybody acts like everything's fair, but eventually someone just turns out to be a fucking bitch.
Say it again. Say it again.
Somebody occasionally in a competition gets their fucking ass hurt and they turn out to be a fucking throatless. No, they got a throat because they suck a lot of fucking dick and they're a bitch. I'll fucking say that shit loud and proud.
You might even have to go on YouTube and say it. Oh, no, that's right. We're on YouTube also.
All right. All I gotta say, man, the truth of the matter is when you sign up for something, man, you know what's up.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got to have enough integrity to accept what you get and be grateful. And you know what? Not being grateful is what ruins people, man. And I know I'm running my mouth and being all flagrant and shit, but the truth is I'm a real soft ass motherfucker that loves to like love people and kiss and hug and be all friendly and shit. But the truth is you can't act like you're all fucking tough and get up in people's fucking face and argue and bitch and moan about how things went. And I'm not talking about your event. I'm just talking about events in general. But when you sign up for some shit, be ready to get what you get and don't throw a fit.
Well, I think it's funny because I harped and I harped and I harped for 6 months. If you go over everything on this page, if you just touch it,
yeah,
dude, you are going to stand a really good chance to win.
Yeah.
And why is because I looked at so many judging sheets online and I picked everything that I thought was, if you're going to build a bike, this is something you should think about. if you're going to build a seat, this is something you should think about. You know, and I tried to put together a really good, fair judging sheet that really touched everything.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Ben. I've done a handful of projects that I know that when we all get done with it and it's finished, you look at it and you go, fuck, man, this, that, fuck, those things aren't exactly like I want them. Sometimes your hands are tied. Customer demands his shit right away. Impatience, bike show, whatever the hell it is. We all have, to a fault, sold ourselves and our customers short for one reason or another.
Yeah.
And, you know, being able to own that shit is different than saying, oh, no, my shit don't stink. So, you know, it's just one of those things. I mean, I had a bike that I've had for a year and a half that I refused to finish just because I want my shit right. Like, I just put my bike off again, not going to Daytona instead of making it available for Sturgis because I just want it a certain way. And it'll be gangbanger shit when it's done.
Well, I learned a lot from this last build off. There's two type of bike shows, or I should say there's two type of bike builders. You either build a show bike or you build a really nice bike. But those two bikes are not the same. And you can tell me all day long, no, man, I built a show bike, but I ride that bitch every day. No, you didn't build a show bike. You built a really clean ass rider is what you built.
Dude, when I finish my bike for Sturgis, I'm not riding it to Sturgis. I'm going to put that bitch in a trailer. And I'm going to show it in Sturgis. And after that, I'm going to beat the fuck out of it. And then it's going to be a really nice rider because I rode it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it took me experiencing this to realize that.
Yeah.
I always thought, well, fuck, if you're going to build a badass bike, I hope it's rideable. Well,
but man, once you start riding it, you just beat it up.
Yeah.
Dude, I only rode the Road King that I have is pretty much stock. There's not a whole lot of shit done to it. It's just a bike that I threw a bunch of shit together on so I could take it across country. But shit, even some of the stuff I did and some of the stuff that I didn't touch in 8,500 miles is fucked up.
Well, it happens.
I mean, shit just flies off the bike sometimes, and you're like, woo, didn't need that. Thank God.
You know, as Indian Larry said, man, building and riding bikes is not for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm.
If you're going to build a bike and ride it across country, you know you're going to break down. That's part of the whole experience.
I got really lucky last year, and I rode across the country twice in one trip and didn't break down. I ran out of fucking gas a couple of times, but that's gas.
Yeah.
They're real lucky.
Well, cool. So you are going to judge next year.
I'm in.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that won't
interfere with anything I have going on. That's still going to be November. What is it, October?
November 3rd.
Oh yeah, I'll be around for that.
So
I'll come down with a new bike.
So David Covington's going to be with you.
I'll come down with a new bike, and I'll show y'all my new bike.
Here's what you could have competed against.
I could have entered and pretended like I was somebody else. Fuck you.
Well, man. Yeah, I see you creeping, Tim McNamara. Maybe you should go ahead and enter.
Come on, Tim. Tim's got some baller ass shit, man. Tim doesn't fuck around, guys.
I think Tim was just irritating me last year because he kept calling me and talking to me. I might enter. I don't know. I might judge. I don't know. I might enter. I don't know. This year, Tim, just send the money, bub. I want to see you build.
Tim, if Tim ends up, I'm not saying this because I favor Tim. I'm just saying Tim comes to the table. You guys better step up your fucking game, man. Dude does. I don't care who likes him and who doesn't like him. There's a lot of people that don't like him. I don't know why. Fuck y'all. He's a really intelligent man. The dude makes some really neat shit, and he's willing to take chances. And the stuff that he's doing is cool as shit, man. So a lot of people hate on him because they're jealous or whatever the hell it is, or they're not capable. Just shut up and do the same thing that he's doing, or just go away.
Or you know what you should do? You should become his fucking friend.
Yeah, and then maybe learn something.
Brain. Exactly.
Learn something from him.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, how hard is it to disrespect somebody that knows more than you? It's hard.
I stay extremely humble with certain people because I'm like, all right, that's cool, man. I'm glad you can do that. And then I secretly sit back and try to figure out how I can do it better.
Of course. He's got some really killer freaking electric bikes that he's doing. I don't know if you've seen some of those, but they're super special, man. Fast as hell, sleek, freaking really futuristic looking shit. I'd like to see one of those actually with like a dystopian futuristic paint job on it that looks like it was, 100 years from now and worn out like everything in the future supposedly is, like you see on the Matrix and shit. I don't understand that. We're supposed to be in the future with all this technology, but everything's beat to hell and worn out. Anyway, that's dystopian shit. I think it fits, man. It's rad. He does some killer shit.
Can I say something real quick?
What?
Do you know what I think's funny?
Sure.
And I don't get it, and it's my ignorance that makes me laugh. Why do they take a patinaed out rusted paint job and clear coat it?
They're afraid that the rust is gonna and the patina is gonna advance. I don't know. That's the only thing I could see. They're looking to lock in the color, but it also darkens it up. So there's this product out there called where did I put it? It's right over there. Give me a second. I'll help you with this. So there's this product out there, and this is not a paid advertisement. This is a product that was paid for, and it is called
Shit, we're over an hour again.
Sweet Patina.
Sweet Patina.
Sweet Patina. So Sweet Patina. Their logo looks like this. Whatever. I'm sure they're on the Instagram. But yeah, they've got a product that like enriches a patina paint job. It's not like a paint, so it's not the same, but it definitely helps it look nice. You have like a gloss and a matte variation or something like that. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've got a 56 GMC sitting here in the shop that my buddy Brandon was like, dude, can we clear coat it? And I was like, I don't care, man. Let's just clear it. So
that's the part that gets me. So I don't understand, because the clear coating is clear coating something that's supposed to look not clear coated.
Well, but at the same time, it enriches the color. Rust goes from a light orange to a medium to dark brown. Your blues darken a little bit, especially like the blue-green trucks, cars, stuff like that. It's pretty sick. Now on this one, the bumpers, I mean, you're not changing the ability for it to rust or anything, but like the bumpers on this truck, they got some rusting and pitting and stuff like that. And we didn't have the headlight buckets, the headlight trim pieces, a 56 GMC. So it's just a trim right around the headlight. So we bought those new from Classic Car or Classic Truck Parts or something. Well, I'm going to take them and put them in a bucket full of gravel and a lid and shake them to knock the shit out of them so they look like they're 55 years old, and then put them in there after I clear coat them too, because we took all the bumpers, all the chrome on this whole freaking truck, scuffed it, and made it look satin, and then we sprayed satin clear coat over the whole damn thing. It looks pretty neat.
Satin clear coat would be okay. I'm talking when they high gloss.
No. I don't do that glossy shit. That's for weirdos.
It's to me, it's almost like, I don't want this car to look good, but I'm going to put a badass clear coat on it to make it look good.
I like the satin clear coats on products, on projects like that. Also because like you do kind of want to clean it sometimes. I mean, unless you have a vehicle that you're okay with just having bird shit and bugs on all the freaking time, then great, leave it and leave it alone and let it get nasty and dirty and dusty and let the dirt kick up on it, and none of that matters. But when you go to take a patina body and you go to wipe it with anything, the rag just sticks. And you can't move it. You're like, go to move the rag, and the rag just balls up behind your hand and stays back there.
Yeah.
And, but when we do these vehicles like this 56 back here, we do this 56. We take and we Scotch-Brite the whole thing with red Scotch-Brite, and then we clear coat it. Come on, lights. Is there not a camera turnaround thing here?
If you touch the screen, you'll see a camera with a circle in it. Hit that.
No, I'm on Safari, man. So like that truck back there is all satin clear coat, and it's got a little sheen to it. It looks kind of cool. But like it locks in that rust.
Wait, but hold on. See, that's not clear coat. Like
It is.
the
That's
high gloss,
high gloss.
clear.
Not gloss.
That clear coat looks right.
Yeah, this is just satin clear coat. And like the bumpers and everything are all done satin.
Yeah. So that looks good. Are
So,
you still living in there?
it's my casa. Right there.
I love that, dude.
I got a queen size bed in that bitch. You know, those only come with like a twin in them, but man, the queen fits in there just fine. So,
oh, dude.
Yeah, no, clear coat has its place. That gloss clear rusty crap looks weird.
I think it just looks out of place. The flat clear looks great.
There was a car in Rod and Custom magazine, and some people may remember this. It was a 41 Willis, and it was green, kind of this weird 50s green, and it had 50s 40s green, and then it had steel panels. It was a fiberglass body 41 Willis, and they grafted steel patch panels in the bottom of the fenders and part of the hood, and it's on some of the edges of the panels, and one of the doors was actual steel, and they rusted it and made it look like it was a patinaed steel found car with some patch panels that were just never really painted and were rusted over a little bit. And then they actually took a drill bit and drilled holes and then kind of made the drill bit go at funky angles so it looked like weird pitted rust, and then airbrushed all those little holes, rust and shit like that, and then let it drip in some places. It had been the most labor-intensive, intentional Fotina job I had ever seen. But dude, it was killer, and it was just way too much work. But it was a cover car for Rod and Custom, actually, is what it was on, and that was probably 15, 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of damn work. It was neat, though.
Holy shit balls.
Well, man, you let me know what I can do to help you out this year. Obviously, I'd be glad to be on board for the show. I'd love to see Tim come down and be a part of it. I think if the money's big enough, he'll show up. Because I mean, you know, he's not gonna build anything cheap to show up.
I honestly saw where Corey and John are competing for 10 grand. And it's like the internet blew up, and I was like, man, it's two builders. Yes, they both got really, really big names. I'd love to have them in my show.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, I mean, even if there's only 10 builders, $25,000 is still a lot of fucking dough.
It is.
You know.
And you know what? Truth is we know not everybody's going to finish.
Well, hopefully these guys pay attention. But you know as well as I do, there's always the one guy that is like, shit, and it doesn't work out.
I promise you that not everybody will finish the same as they come out with 4 more booster shots this year.
Really?
I mean, there's no way. Like, how the hell is everybody going to finish their bikes? When none of us do this shit. Like, oh, I got 8 months to build a bike. Okay. Let's get started, right? Oh, shit, I got stuff to do. And then it's like 2 months before we got to get something done. We're like, hey, should we start on that bike? Yeah. All right, next week. Right?
You ain't got to tell me.
It's all of us, man.
Dude, be sure to come back in here in the comments when you're done and put all that info, because you got a lot of people commenting. They want to help support this.
Yeah, I would love to. And like I said, I have a registration section on there. And here's the thing is that if people want to get online and register for the ride, I don't have a mailing list set up for a newsletter yet, but I'll have all that information. I'm going to compile that, and I'll begin to issue a newsletter and stuff as we get closer, so people get email notifications. Everybody will get a text message notification. You can opt out kind of thing that'll let you know that we have things going on. Like if we have a special event going on, I might send out a text message blast or something like that, but I'm not doing any of that right now. So if you want to enter to register to ride, it'll just get you on the list of people that I know that are looking to pay attention to the information. So if you don't follow me on Instagram and you're only on Facebook, Twin Towers Tour also has a Facebook page also. I'm gonna go between like my phone and my laptop and try to throw a bunch of links up and see what I can make happen.
Cool.
So that's there, but I really appreciate that, man. I appreciate you letting me come on and run my freaking mouth like I always do.
We always go over an hour. Well, that's good, man. Well, dude, I love you. I'm so proud to be your friend. I'm proud of all the shit that you're doing. I'm so glad to have you a part of the 2022 build off. And dude, just please keep me updated. Let me know what I can do.
Absolutely, man. And I'll do the same. You know, anything I can do to help continue to promote this as we move forward. I mean, we got 10 months.
Yeah.
Sounds like plenty of time to build a motorcycle.
Sounds like plenty of time.
I mean, I've only got 42 days to finish. I haven't gone to paint or powder coat yet.
And that's for Daytona, right?
Yup.
So.
Curly's building a killer right now. Curly's got a bike over at his shop that's a redo.
Like the third time.
Uh-huh.
They should have just taken it to him in the freaking beginning.
I know. And you know, the irony is I didn't realize what bike that was until the other day. My buddy Adam Garley says, dude, you know what bike that is? And I was like, oh, because homeboy hit me up. They were out at Texas Motor Speedway and someone's bike broke down and they need somebody over there called me through somebody, and I'm not sure who it was. It was just some random connected phone call. I'm like, yo. And there was this guy saying, hey, man, my bike's broke down. It won't start. Something. No, I couldn't diagnose it over the phone. But my buddy Adam's shop is right down the street from Texas Motor Speedway. And he went down there, got him taken care of, got his bike started, whatever was wrong with it. I can't remember. And got him on his way. But yeah, that bike ended up at Curly's shop, man. And that bike's going to be killer, man. Dude's got some attention in that bike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, just from the two pictures I've seen on Facebook that he posted, I was like, wow. You can see the difference.
And it's not everybody's flavor, but at the same time, it doesn't matter, dude. It's not about flavor. It's about attention to detail, fit, finish, hardware, all that shit, man. And that's it. It's not about style. I learned that growing up when I first got in the automotive industry. It's like I respect lowriders and off-road vehicles and race cars and hot rods and customs and all that stuff because it's just like personalities, man. I know a lot of different people with a lot of different personalities, and they're all my friends because they're all cool as fuck, but they're all different.
That's what it takes to make the world go around, Bob.
All right, man. Well, dude, thanks for having me on, and you guys be good. I'll make sure to get in there in the comments and add some information. You guys get on to twintowerstour.com and go follow me on Instagram, Facebook at Twin Towers Tour. It's spelled funky, so look for the comment here in a minute. It's spelled 2NTWRS tour.com and Twin Towers Tour on Instagram and Facebook.
Cool.
Appreciate you, brother. I love you.
Love you, man. Have a good night.
Take it easy.
There you go. There's all information. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching another Thursday night. So glad to see Michelle in the house and everybody in the house tonight, man. I could go through this and, Bob Bentley, Marsh Fitzpatrick, Dan, Juban, Miss Michelle, Nancy. I mean, there's so many people watching tonight. It was a kick-ass show. But anyway, you guys go have a blessed night. Share the videos. Share them up. Come back to this video. Look in the comments. Chris is going to come back and leave some of the links and stuff in the comments. So get on there. Help it out. It's a good cause. And let's make this shit right. You guys go have a